Good evening, everyone. So I am Bill Bannister. I'm from PSA. I'm going to go through plus or minus 10 slides real quick. If you have any questions in the middle, feel free to just jump in. We could make this more of a conversation than it is a presentation. So I'm going to start with how we got here. The first 4 line items there you've seen because I believe I've already presented them twice. But it's basically when you hired us, what we did to get to this point with regards to the capital improvement plan. We walked through the buildings through October 17 through March 18. There was lots of back and forths with the list and the projects and the prioritization of your projects. And then we ultimately got to a referendum, which we all know passed in January. And this past summer, we were able to do the 3 projects listed there. They were all successful. And late summer, in August, we were able to start to think about the next steps of this list, because this is the capital improvement plan is a live document. The goal is for you to be able to do something and something else moves up so that you're always making the buildings better. So summer 2020 is the second half of the 19 referendum. That consists of the window replacement, the roof replacement, and the HVAC upgrades. And then in January of 2021 would ultimately potentially be your next round of making the next prioritized projects come to life. Just a real quick overview of what the Department of Education priority levels are. There's level 1, 2, and 3. Level 1 is what we consider health and safety. It's your heating systems, it's your roof systems, it's your windows. Level 2 is when you start to get into overcrowding or potentially site issues with drainage and those type of things. That is what they're considering level 2. And level 3 is major school additions, whether it's a new gymnasium or something along the lines of that. This also is tied to what we call debt service aid, which is a funding source through referendums. That level 1 is what we've seen them provide debt service aid for, although their funding mechanism is a little quirky, so it's not as cut and dry as only level 1. I'll just leave it at that. So this here is a list of the projects that are approved and moving forward. So the ones with the asterisks are the ones that are part of the last referendum will be worked on for this summer, and then the maintenance building and the stage improvements will also be worked on. We totaled the 2 numbers. If you look at the non-referendum, that's a big gap. We recognize that that's just because there is a lot of scope that needs to be determined for one of the projects, so it really depends on the feedback from the district. And then the bottom part is the known entity of the referendum. This is just a quick milestone overview of, so the windows for Central is in construction. We're going through the submittal process. We have to wait for them to arrive. The middle school roof is in bidding. We open November 15th. And the HVAC is in construction documents. We expect that to go out to bid late November, early December. So that'll take us through 2020. And then getting into 2021, we'll start to iron out all of the specifics with the stage and with the roof, like we were just mentioning. And then, like Dr. Mingle was saying, through many meetings, there has been some massaging of the priority list and determining what's next and all of that, and that's kind of what this is. This is years 2021 through 2023, and it's a list of heating, security, lighting, parking lot, some wood doors. So really the projects that were deemed to be the most needed. And how years 2 and 3 would play out would be similar to how year 1 played out, where the board would need to make a decision on that list and provide that to us for us to submit to the Department of Education. That needs to happen somewhere around March for your decision, June for us to send to the state, because it has to be 6 months prior to any time that you're looking to vote. So if you're looking to vote in January of 2021, July of 2020 is your drop dead date. So that's just the kind, and the state is not hiring more people; they're just getting slower. So we should just keep that in mind. And then that leads us to the vote in 2021 and the implementation moving forward past that. This is a list. I mean, a total, and this is just one way that you're going to be able to see it. You're going to see a different way on the next slide. But this is a total of year 1, 2, and 3, taking you through 2023 of where your money would be spent. And then this is just another way of looking at it. This is another way of where your money will be spent, but looking at it by the type of project rather than the location. And then the milestones, which you saw earlier for year 1, 2, and 3. This is more or less just a bullet point list of what the next steps are. So for the rest of this year, you're going to see, and going into 2020, you're going to see central school windows. You're going to see the roof replacement. You're going to see ALT and central HVAC. And then you're going to see us ironing out the roof and performance for the stages. And then in year 2, you're going to see the exact milestone list that I saw. It's us submitting it to the state. You're going to get PEC letters. You're going to get FEC letters, and you're going to ultimately go out to vote. And then in year 3 is the planning. And I suspect somewhere in the middle, I'm going to be standing right back here, talking about how it's going. And that's all.